Hi everyone, welcome back with Decoeasy. My name is Janny and I'm doing this home decor channel together with Dyanne, and I hope you are ready for our daily DIY. For this DIY, we only need a couple of things. I chose for two candle holders. They are very heavy and I bought them in a thrift store here in the Netherlands for 150, and you can find them in any thrift store. I was lucky enough to find two of them. I will use two of the simple metal baskets and I only paid 79 cents for it each. And of course you can find them also with Dollar Tree, Dollarama, you can buy them anywhere. And you see I bought some Easter eggs and I paid for this one 1.95, and of course they were on sale, I think 40% off. So, and I am really happy that I found the two metal candle holders, especially because they are thrifted and very cheap. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to try to get the basket in on top of our candle holder. So the first thing I'm going to do, of course, is getting off our price tag. And 150 is really a bargain for such a heavy metal candle holder. But you see already in this candle holder you have an opening. He is not totally flat, he is just having a little opening. So what I'm going to do, I ask my husband to pull out the pin, because normally you have here a pin for your candle, but I always break them off because I don't want them. Most of the time I use a battery operated candle, so I don't need the pin which inside, and I really don't like the pins. But what I'm going to do right now, I took this basket and I saw already, if you are looking correctly, he almost is fitting inside of our candle holder. So I am going to try with some some tools to get him inside of the candle holder. Then he is easier to glue. So I am going to try to do my best to squeeze it in. You see in a moment if I succeed or not. And yes, I did get one of them inside of my candle holder. It was a little bit of a task because the metal is going everywhere. But I did get him in. So I have one of the, I hope I can see to you a little bit better this way. Of course we are going to paint it, but for right now I have already one. And then, so what I did, I just did with some file, I just did the sides pulling away, and just as long as he is fitting in our candle holder. So I will do the second one and then we're going to paint it. And you see I got both of them inside of the candle holder. It was a task. If you see my hands, they are totally totally red from squeezing them in and filing them. So I'm really happy how they turned out. It looked more like little stands with some planter or something else we can use for. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to paint them in the white chalk paint. And of course you can do any color you like. I am choosing the white chalk paint because I like that a lot. So maybe I will distress it, I don't know yet, but I will paint both of them in the white color and then we do the next step. And here you see already I have my first coat on top of our, I don't even know how you call this kind of things. It's a basket on a candle holder. It's a little bit different than normally, but we are going to give it a second coat of our chalk paint. Oh my, I didn't see that my camera is running right now. I'm so sorry. I am going to give it a second coat and then we do the next step. So you see here I did two coats over and a little pieces, three coats. But what I'm going to do right now, before I'm going to distress them a little bit, I am going to take some easy twine, just very cheap brand. So I'm going to do some glue and I'm going to do the first couple of layers on the top. I will do with some twine. So I will lay this down. And we start, of course, on the back side. And I'm doing a little bit of glue over here. And just lay my piece of twine inside of here. and just let it dry. And now we're going to do a couple of turns around, and of course we try to use as less glue as we can, because I always think it is a little bit better to use not too much glue, and a little bit over here to make the second row this way, and just move it over and just wait a second until it is dry. And then we're going to again do the layers under the first one, and just move your way down. I will do a couple of layers and then I show you how it's looking like halfway. So here you see already I did a couple of turns already, and for me already it's almost enough. But if you want to have it more of, you can do it of course in totally with some twine, but I like only the top of it. So I will finish this off, and then I'm going to do the second one. But like I said, feel free, do whatever you think is right. I like it a little bit only the topper layer. So I will finish this off and do the second one. And here you see both of them, how they are looking like with some twine around it. And what we're going to do right now, I'm going to distress it a little bit with my markers, the black marker, and a little bit later with the brown. With the black, it's very easy. For me, there's no rule how I do it. I just do something, and I always hope for the best that it works. That it works okay. So, but if we are starting on the top, you just go ahead, just little pieces around the top. So not a lot, just little pieces just go around. You see already I do it to you a little bit closer, and that's why I'm going to do it on this side, or a little bit over here, a little bit on the underside, just little pieces. I show you in a moment exactly how he is turned out. So here you see already how both of them are looking like, with a little distressing from with some black marker. Of course you can do it with some black paint, but the last period I like it a little bit better to do it with some marker. What I'm going to do right now, I'm taking a little bit of the darker brown marker, and I'm going to little pieces inside of the black I'm going to make in the brown color. I will show you a little piece. You see, if I do it over here, I'm just going to do a little brown with it, so it looks a little bit more like rust. So you see already, I do the whole piece, and then I show you how they are looking like and what the next step will be. So you see, this is a little bit how I distressed my little planter, but for me, this one was a little bit too heavy. So I am going to very easily, so if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Just do little taps around it with some little white chalk paint again, and then you will see it looks even more like distressed than if you leave it this way. So if you made a mistake and you just find it a little bit too much, just do a little bit of the chalk paint, dab it a little bit, and just go over it little pieces, and you will see already it looks even more like nice distressing. So I will finish this off, and then we're going to do the next step. And here you see already our Easter eggs. I showed you the two little ones, but when I kept my little canister, and you see already if I do this, you see already the Easter egg is a little bit too small to, to use it for in this planter. So what I'm going to do, I also bought a couple of the bigger ones, and they were only, I think, €3 if I am correct. They are very cheap. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue both of them on top of the other Easter egg. So make a little piece of, kind of topiary, just how you call it. So I will do that with some second glue, because I want to be sure that he doesn't fall off, because it is like a it's not porcelain, but a kind of, I don't know how you really call it, but at least it's a little bit from cement, I think. And I am going to make sure that they don't fall apart when I get them on top of my planter. So I will glue this on top of here, and then I show you the next step. And here you see already both of them are glued together. At least I hope they stay they stay in place. And of course I didn't mean cement. Cement is of course the Dutch name, and but I meant concrete. It looks a little bit like concrete eggs. So I'm going to paint them, and I'm going to paint them in the black color. Of course you can do any color you like. And already the eggs already have a little bit of a structure, so that's a great thing. So I'm going to take some black schoolboard paint because I like the matte finish, and I will I will paint them in the black color. I will do all both of them, and then I show you how they turned out. And here you see both of our Easter eggs are in the black color, and I am really loving because it gives also a little bit of the concrete structure over it. So I really love it. The only thing I don't love is the middle, and I am going to work it away with some twine. So I'm going to take some twine, and I'm going to do it a couple of times around the little neck. So I will show you a little bit right now. So we do a couple of times so you get a nice finishing touch in between the both of the eggs. So I will do some glue over here. I will do this as fast as I can. So I do a little bit of glue inside of the Easter egg, and of course I have to get my my lime wire away. So just squeeze a little bit of the rope inside. I hope I still do it on camera. So I show you that this way, and I'm going to do a couple of turns. Of course I have to get my, this is a little bit chaos, I'm sorry. This is, and just do a couple of turns around it and just glue it together and just bind it so you have a nice layer. So this is, I think, more than enough, and I will cut it off and I will glue it together. I will do both of them. Here you see how they turned out with some twine in between both of the little eggs. What I did, you see already over here, I did some oases inside of my canisters or planters, just how you call it. And I am now measuring out how high it will be. So I have to do it this way because my camera is not, can do the whole side. So you see only the bottom because this is what we will decorate. So I am going to look for if I have enough space to do some things in between. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to take some greenery. First, I'm going to start with a little bit of the creamy color, and I am going to make a round around here with my glue gun. So always I do the ends, I will show it to you. I will do the ends of my greenery away because I don't like the ends that is looking very cheap. So I am going to do this way, and I'm going to, I hope maybe I can pull you up a little bit. So this way, and now I have to do my canister here. Now you can see it a little bit better. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue it, put it over here on my oasis and just try to keep it in place. And now I'm going to make a little circle, and I'm going to do on the inside of my planter, I'm going to do a little bit of the glue. Don't worry about the glue. Later on you will remove the wires because you always have wires with your, and just keep it in place for a little moment until it is dried up. And then we are going to take a second one. Also again, just remove the ends of your little, and just lay it again, some glue over here. Place your greenery inside of here and just work your way a little bit around, and also keep it a little bit out of the planter because you want also on the outside, you want some couple of pieces showing your little display. So this is already one. I have to keep it in place for a moment. If you don't like to see how I make my little round, just go skip forward. I always say you don't have to watch this if this is taking a little bit too long for your time. So, again, I am going to do some glue over here. Just pull up my little greenery inside of here and just work my way a little bit over here. It is no rhyme or reason. Just do whatever you think you is fitting in your canister or in your planter. At least I hope I make sense what I say, but maybe you will see what I do and then it's a little bit more clear than I tell you in my bad English. But most of the time when you see things, you already know what to do, and just keep it in place. Also move it a little bit outside of your planter because the outside is showing. Now I have to remove my fingers, and you see already now I have a little bit more on this side, so I also want to have a little bit over here. I take a little bit of a smaller one and I'm going to place it again, I think in between here, and just glue a little bit over here and just place it so you get a nice place also outside of your display, because you want a couple of the little peaks coming out. So I hope this will glue, but I don't think he has really he doesn't want to work with me today, because always when my camera is running, my greenery is running on its own. So I have to wait for a little moment. So just keep it in place and just make sure that you don't stuck on your own glue. So also you can see what is going wrong when you have your display. So nothing is going perfect, even with amateurs like we, because everyone has his own mistakes and his own trouble, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little piece, my egg, and I'm going to place it a little bit in the middle. And what I'm going to do right now, I take another piece of greenery, just a little different size. I'm going to use this one, and also again I am pulling a little piece off and just do what couple of the little branches under it, so we get a nice little stamp. And the stamp we are going to, with some glue, we are going to work away inside of the side of our planter. And I will do that out of camera, or else it will be much too long for you. So you see already I did a couple of pieces. I think a couple, 6 of them I did inside of here, 6 of 8. I used 3 kinds of greenery. The little bit like I said, the creamy color, this one. I'm going to use a couple of this one I just used. And what I'm going to do now to finish it off is just also from a plant from IKEA. I just ripped it apart, and I'm just going to use little pieces, and I'm going to cut off a little piece. Be careful with your when you have your knife. Of course, I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to do some glue on it and do some pieces inside of here to give it also a nice look. So I will do a couple of them between the other greenery. And here you see already the base I made for this Easter egg. Of course, the Easter egg, we have to keep it a little bit more straight into the pot. The only thing I'm going to do right now is just doing some lavender. And I'm going to do little pieces of lavender in the, I think the white color in between here. I'll show you that in a moment. So I show you now both of them. They are now have the base. And like I said, I'm going to do some little pieces of some lavender. Of course, I have it in the white color. I have it in lots of colors, but this time I use the white. I'm cutting off a little piece because I think it's a little bit too long. So I'm going to use this kind of pieces where just 3 branches are together, and I'm just going to place them inside, and I'm going to a little bit sidewise. So just look a little bit where you think it is fitting. So, and I do 3 on each little Easter egg. You see, I have on both of them, I have my lavender, and now I'm going to show you the end result. And here you see the end result of our homemade two planters and of course our topiaries on top. And I am really happy how both of them turned out. And of course I did ask a lot of your patience this time because it was going all the way all the way, and it was a little bit difficult to get everything right on camera because they are very high. So thank you for your patience, and of course I hope you enjoy watching, and I hope you will make two of your own because it is very easy to make. So I hope to see you in our next DIY. And yes, I am back for a couple of seconds because I have to tell you, I did look at my topiary for a second time. And I have to tell you, am I the only one who is looking and seeing two bowling pins? I am sorry, I know I can't stop thinking about it, that they are looking like two bowling pins, but there has to be two topiaries from some Easter eggs. So, but I hope you have a lot more luck and looking like a little bit more like topiaries. See you next time. So this was it already for today's daily DIY. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like this content, we hope of course you will consider subscribing to Dyanne and my channel. And for now, we wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day.